Father's a stand-up dude.
Yeah, that's my wisdom right there. You know, he be on point.
Click like. Lil Durk calls in to speak on his newly found positive approach to life and plans for the future when he gets home. Before we get to the story behind how he got here, let's get into this clip.
Yeah, you know, ain't nothing changed, bro. I just been focused on life, you know, my family and stuff like that. I'm trying to learn how to speak Arabic in here.
Wait, how you learn that? Like, how do you get to learn that? They got classes?
You said, I can't hear you.
Do they got classes for that? Or you just
No, it's a couple guys in here that know how to speak Arabic fluently. So I'm just learning the different words and, you know, tighten up my Arabic, just get my knowledge together for real. I ain't really on too much of nothing, bro. I don't even be thinking about the outside.
really, man?
Yeah, I'll be.
I seen your father, like, you know, he was speaking about you, and you know, it brought me back to the conversation we had. Man, I see where you get it from, man. Like, you know, your father's a stand-up dude.
Yeah, that's my wisdom right there. You know, he be on point. Love him to death.
How
What you been working on? What you got going?
Man, just, you know, hip hop is hip hop. You know, just did like some Kanye interview not too long ago, but you know, man, this shit boring out here without you, bro. You know?
Yeah, I'm really, you know, I got a lot of stuff going on, bro. I ain't really too much focused on too much stuff that is like negative no more. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I feel you on that. You know, we was bumping your album over here. How is even releasing that from, you know, where you at right now? Cause your fans love you.
Honestly, I ain't heard it.
Really?
Nah, you know, they were telling me about the few songs, and they'd tell me call back. I want to call them back like that. But they was keeping me updated. But I ain't heard nothing. You know, this is like a box of hell. You know, we don't get no news, no talk, no nothing. If you don't call or somebody send it to you on the computer, it's a wrap.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember, you know who reached out to me? Duty Low hit me. It was just like, yo, send me an email. I'm going to give it a smirk. And I was like, yo, definitely. I just wanted to kind of see, like, if you were in good spirits. So that's why I'm glad you on here now.
Yeah, I'm always in good spirits, bro. I be in my box. So I don't really too much be talking to everybody or trying to be like in everybody's business or have everybody in my business. I really just been chilling. But I always send my...
This call is from a federal prison.
I always send my love out to everybody who who I fuck with and who I be talking to and rocking with. But other than that, I just be to myself.
How the fam been?
The family?
Yeah.
My family good. You know, I talk to them. It's the only people I talk to is just the family and my lawyer for real. Just keep my spirits up, keep my energy pure.
How's your relationship with your family now that you in there? Is it closer?
Huh? What you mean?
Like, are you closer with your family as far as your relationship? You know, being up in there talking to them every day.
I don't get what you're saying. You saying like as I'm close to my family?
Yeah, like now with all that's going on, has it brought you guys closer?
I always been close to my family. I'm a family man.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, Smurf. You know, I've been, man, I know y'all was just wondering about your mental, man. I just saw you on this journey, and I seen how, like, even, you know, there's a few times you hit me up and you were just like, yo, Ak, I'm just checking on you. You know, that meant a lot to me. It wasn't even like nothing crazy going on, but you were just like, yo, Ak, I'm just trying to make sure you're good. I'm checking up on you. That told me a lot about your character and, like, really just, you were in a really positive space, man. And,
yeah. Ain't nothing changed. I just don't be, I ain't no follower, bro. I ain't just too much in tune with the industry drama and all that shit. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you. I don't care who don't like you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Vice versa.
That's what's up.
You still talk to me if they don't like me. It don't matter. But I ain't really been too much focused on that type of shit anyway.
Yeah, what's a regular day like? Because, you know, I know you getting in touch with your spirituality, your religion and everything, but, like, you know, everybody's wondering, like, man, I wonder what he's going through on a daily.
So I talk to my family, to my wife, 24/7. We be in just prayer, you know, learning Arabic, I've been in these books heavy, just read up on the history and just everything. I don't really be walking around talking and playing and doing none of that. We'll play basketball, but I always try to stay focused and busy. That's why I don't really talk to the outside outside of the family, because I don't want to hear all the extra shit, the bullshit, the drama, the shit. I really just, I just really just stay in the learning mode.
Hey, I know you cooking them niggas and balling there, man. I know you was nice. You was nice out here. Don't tell me you lost the skills on you now. I know you cooking.
I'm like 50 and 4.
What y'all running? 1v1s, 2v2s? Like 5v5s?
2v2s. No, 2v2s. I'm done. My ankle gave out.
Oh, nah.
Nah, they ain't give out. I'm done though. 50 and 2. That's cool. You hear me? Like 50 and 4, I mean.
Nah, yo, Spurk, they probably just letting you win, bro. Like, ain't no way you cooking like that. Chill.
Nah, it's good energy in here. You know, ain't too much nothing going on. If you ain't playing basketball,
we got a minute left. So if there's anything you want to say, you have a lot of young fans that look up to you. Is there something you want to tell them?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
I said Allah Akbar.
Yo, Smirk. Yo, listen, we love you, brother. You just stay strong. We rooting for you. We hoping you get through this, man. And we can't wait till I can't wait till you get out. We gonna lock back in. You feel me?
Yeah, you know that. I got you, buddy.
Always.
I don't want to be one of them stories that be like, oh yeah, Durk, he used to be with them, but yeah, he fell off. Nah, I'm trying to stay afloat. I ain't trying to die out. I'm trying to keep up. Like, cause everything's still the same, you know what I'm saying? Nothing changed, you know what I'm saying? I still get the same love. I don't know. I'm just in mode. I'm just in beast mode. Innocent until you proven guilty.
Imagine a time when things were much simpler for Lil Durk before he was caught trying to flee the country by booking 3 separate flights. What led him to this dramatic moment?
What's up? What's the word? Oh, that feel like it? Just got some top from the stripper. She from Kankakee, just bought a Glock with a ruler clip. Boy, don't play with me, this stuff.
Why do you terrify yourself?
Like I say, personally, the history. Definitely though, for real, so keep it 100 with y'all. Chicago ain't never do it like we did. Like a lot of people don't want to see us, see what goes on.
OTF, it's just us, niggas, but I don't really trust niggas.
We all grew up with the OTF. The only family as a group, there used to be a lot of us, as we started growing up. And once we started that rapping, you try to think of a name because there was a lot of us. I'm like, man, let's bring back OTF. We brought it back, so that's what it is now, OTF.
This is the insane story of Lil Durk and OTF. If you like this video, share it. Welcome to On Point Stories. You might assume that things were simpler before Lil Durk was arrested for sending 2 of his Chicago associates to Los Angeles to kill the man who murdered his lifelong friend, King Von.
Chicago rapper Lil Durk is in police custody this morning.
And he was allegedly involved in a murder-for-hire plot.
Durk is charged with murder for hire in the killing of another rapper's cousin. 5 other Chicago men were also hit with federal charges involving the same murder for hire plot. Hired to kill the cousin of rapper Quando Rondo back in 2022 in Los Angeles. That plot was allegedly ordered as revenge for the killing of rapper King Von.
However, that assumption couldn't be further from the truth. The situation was far more complicated. From the very start, it seemed like Lil Durk was destined for doom. The legendary team he founded would help him survive and dominate the dangerous streets of Chicago. However, this team would also create problems that would drastically shape his fate. This is the story of Lil Durk and his team. Get ready for one of the most insane and interesting stories ever featured on this channel. Welcome to On Point Stories. But before we can understand Lil Durk's story, we need to go back to his father, Big Durk.
My daddy was one of the big guys. I seen a lot of it growing up, so like I say, my head was just everywhere. I'm like, man, I want to be just like him. Yeah. My daddy went to jail when I was 7 months. Oh, they say he got caught. He got caught like $8 million. He got caught $8 million and a lot, like 6 bricks. Like $8 million and 6 bricks. Shit. That's all I need to hear. $8 million, I knew how.
Banks, widely known as Big Durk, was a major figure in the Chicago streets during the 1990s. He operated a major street pharmaceutical organization, moving over-the-counter items which generated millions in revenue. Big Durk was not just another name in the game. He had rank in the Gangster Disciples, an organization that held power in Chicago.
One thing about it, and I was blessed that I never let things go to my head. I never let power go to my head, and I never abused power. You know, if you see most of the pictures of today with me in them, you'll never know which one was Durk, because I'm always on the side. I'm always in the cut. I always push my men out front because it was the men who made me who I am. So I don't need to be in the light, and I don't need to be the one that's showing like I'm doing everything when together we was doing everything.
However, his success in the streets would bring unwanted attention, and his operations caught the attention of law enforcement and rival gangs alike, establishing him as one of the city's most feared individuals. Big Durk's rise to power was not without its challenges. Growing up in Englewood, Chicago, he faced problems, including a difficult family life and the pressures of his environment. His mother struggled with addiction, and he took on the responsibility of being a father figure to his siblings from a young age. These experiences shaped him into a resourceful and resilient individual, traits that would later serve him well in the cutthroat world of the Chicago streets. However, the empire that Big Durk built would ultimately lead to his downfall. In the early 90s, law enforcement began to close in on his operations. A series of mistakes, including betrayals from within his circle, compounded the challenges he faced. Ironically, his son Lil Durk would face the exact same fate. We will get to that shortly. Big Durk was eventually arrested and sentenced to life in prison at just 25 years old, a devastating turn that would significantly impact his family, including his young son, Lil Durk.
You better get in line here, because like you said, this ain't about the Chicago street no more. It's about other areas now. You talking about other sets. You talking about the East Coast. You talking about the West Coast. You talking about down south. You talking about the Mexicans. You talking about the Aryan Brotherhood. You talking about everybody now. So when something as drastic as that, you forget about everything else and you start working together for the common cause of your survival. And you talking about a life sentence now. So a lot of things that you thought about and a lot of things you did is meaningless to you at this point right here. Only thing you want to reflect upon is getting up out of prison. So what we had out there, what we was on right now, both of us in this situation, we both need to be fighting our way up out of here.
While incarcerated, Big Durk underwent a transformation. He turned to reading and education, seeking a path to redemption. He embraced Islam and took on a leadership role within the prison's Muslim community. Despite the challenges of prison life, he focused on self-improvement and maintained a strong relationship with his son. Lil Durk visited his father regularly, sending letters and support during his long sentence. These visits fostered a bond that would ultimately influence Lil Durk's own aspirations and career. Big Durk put the drive and motivation a man without freedom can see in a man that has it. Lil Durk's success was a direct result of the product of his love and energy.
Turn up, bro. Turn them in. Turn up.
In 2019, after nearly 25 years behind bars, Big Durk's life took a positive turn when he won an appeal that reduced his sentence. His release marked a new beginning, allowing him to reconnect with his family and his son, who had risen to fame as a successful rapper. Lil Durk often spoke of the impact his father had on his life, not only in terms of their shared experiences, but also in how Big Durk's past influenced his own choices. However, this family celebration would be short-lived. A few short years later, his son would face charges carrying an even greater sentence. And this brings us to the story of only the family and Lil Durk. Behind the fame, Lil Durk's life has been shadowed by an unthinkable string of tragedies. The rarely shared facts and untold stories surrounding Lil Durk's journey from the streets of Chicago to becoming a global music sensation. Let's set the stage in Chicago. Durk has faced more than his fair share of adversity. Born and raised in Chicago, Lil Durk grew up in a neighborhood rife with gang activity and violence. It was a setting that would shape his perspective in music, influencing his creative voice and lyrical content. From an early age, he witnessed the harsh realities of street life, including crime, poverty, and the ever-present threat of violence. These formative experiences would later inform his music as he sought to capture the struggles of his community and his personal journey. Before becoming a household name, Durk experienced the harsh realities of street life firsthand. His childhood was marked by loss, and as he turned to rap for solace, he began to use music as an outlet to express his emotions and experiences. Tracks like L's Anthem catapulted him into the limelight, earning him respect and attention within the hip-hop community. But with success came an increased target on his back. Lil Durk was no longer just another name in the game. He was now a figure of interest, drawing both fans and foes alike. However, with fame came loss. As Durk grew up, he would lose more than 20 friends due to street violence. This staggering number gives us insight into how his mindset of revenge was formed. His experiences have led some to speculate about a so-called curse that seems to follow him. The early days of his career were marked by the tragic deaths of close friends, such as Lil Mo, who was killed before Durk even made a name for himself. This loss was not just a statistic, it emotionally impacted him deeply. As the years went by, the pain didn't end there. The heartbreaking losses continued with the passing of friends like D Thang and J Money, each death leaving a deep scar on his heart. Durk honored these friends through his music, tattooing their names on his body, a permanent reminder of the bonds they shared. In interviews, he has reflected on how these losses have affected him, expressing a mix of sadness and determination to keep their memories alive through his work. As Durk's fame grew, so did the complications in his life. His rise to the top was not without its challenges. He found himself facing legal issues, including gun charges that would land him behind bars. These incidents only added to the narrative of a man who, despite his successes, remained deeply entrenched in the realities of street life. Each legal battle seemed to pull him back into the environment he was trying to escape, highlighting the difficulty of breaking free from his past. In one notable incident, his tour bus was shot at before a performance in Philadelphia, an event that underscored the dangers that accompanied his newfound fame. The shooting left a man dead, raising questions about whether the violence surrounding him would ever subside. This moment highlighted the ever-present danger surrounding him, a reality that no amount of fame could shield him from. While he was gaining recognition on platforms like Billboard, the violence of his past was never far behind, creating a juxtaposition between his musical success and the turmoil of his surroundings. Over the years, some fans and commentators have posited that Lil Durk is cursed due to the repeated tragedies that have befallen him and those close to him. However, it's essential to separate fact from myth. While many believe this narrative, it's crucial to understand the underlying issues that contribute to such violence, especially in areas like Chicago. The perception of a curse can often overshadow the real-life struggles faced by those in similar situations, diminishing the complexity of their experiences. Durk himself has spoken about the numbness that sets in when faced with constant loss. In interviews, he describes how death became routine, a sentiment that speaks volumes about the environment he comes from. He mentioned in a past interview how, when he hears of another death, it feels like just another day in Chicago. This emotional detachment can be a coping mechanism, a way to survive in a world where loss is a common occurrence. Rather than seeing it as a curse, perhaps it is more accurate to view it as the consequence of a life shaped by circumstances that many cannot comprehend. As he continues to navigate his career, Durk remains committed to honoring the memory of his fallen friends. His lyrics often reflect this dedication, serving as both a tribute and a reminder of the lives lost too soon. Fans can hear the pain and passion in his music, which resonates with listeners who have faced their own struggles. He channels his grief into his art, creating songs that not only pay homage to his friends, but also tell the story of his journey through pain, resilience, and hope. The losses have not only influenced Durk's music, but also motivated him to be a voice for change in his community. He aims to uplift and inspire those who may feel trapped in similar circumstances, offering a glimmer of hope through his artistry. In various interviews, he has expressed a desire to use his platform for good, encouraging the youth to stay away from the pitfalls of street life. His role as a mentor is an important aspect of his identity, showing that he is not just focused on his own success, but also on lifting others up. Through it all, Durk has demonstrated a need to break the pattern of violence. He didn't just want to survive, he became focused on thriving, turning his pain into purpose. he began to learn to cope with grief and use it as fuel for his music. By sharing his story, he sheds light on the darker aspects of life that many choose to ignore. His narrative is one of triumph, illustrating how he has transformed his struggles into a source of strength. Durk's narrative is not just about loss, it's about overcoming it, growth, and the pursuit of dreams despite the odds stacked against him. His evolution from a street kid to a global superstar shows his determination and talent. He has not only survived, but has carved a space for himself in a competitive industry, becoming a voice. However, pressure would pull him back into the lessons he learned during his upbringing. Before his recent murder charges, it may have seemed like Lil Durk has left the chaos of gang life behind, declaring himself free from the grips of the infamous Black Disciples. Yet, whispers from the streets told a different story. While the headlines celebrated his rise in the music industry, many insiders claimed that Durk remained deeply entrenched in gang-related activities. This contradiction poses the question, can someone truly escape their past when it constantly calls them back? Before the year 2013, Lil Durk was just another aspiring rapper in a city filled with dreams, but his name was barely known. Fast forward to today, and he's become a household name, but the attention comes with a heavy price. As he began to gain popularity, the public's gaze shifted toward him, scrutinizing not just his music but his movements, both in the studio and on the streets. To maintain his reputation and connection to the Black Disciples, Durk's music took on a dual role. His songs became more than just entertainment. They were his way of asserting loyalty to his gang while also addressing his fallen rivals. Tracks like 248 are laced with references to real-life events, including the shooting of fellow rapper FBG Wooski, a moment that shook the Chicago rap community to its core. On a tragic day in October 2018, while attending a funeral, Wooski was shot in the head during a brazen attack. The chaos unfolded as he became the target of rival gang members seeking revenge, leaving many to believe he had succumbed to his injuries. However, in a twist of fate, rumors of his death were later proven false when a video surfaced weeks later, showing him alive and recovering, much to the surprise of fans and foes alike. Durk's lyrics, especially those referencing Wooski, serve as a haunting reminder of the violence that pervades the environment he comes from. His wordplay often nods to his rivals, crafting narratives that are both personal and perilous. This lyrical battle not only highlights his awareness of the gang wars in Chicago, but also cements his position as a pivotal player in these ongoing conflicts. The stakes intensified when another prominent rapper, FBG Duck, was murdered in 2020, shortly after releasing a diss track aimed at Old Block members, which included Durk. This retaliatory wave of violence illustrated the harsh reality of the choices made in the pursuit of fame and recognition. While Durk's public persona presents an image of a successful artist, his music often intertwines with the stories of those who have been caught in the crossfire of gang rivalries. Amidst this backdrop of conflict and survival, Lil Durk made a surprising move in 2022. He hired a lookalike named Perkio to stand in for him at public appearances. This decision was both a clever tactic and a risky gamble. Perkio quickly rose to fame in his own right, drawing attention for his striking resemblance to the rapper. Together they pulled off elaborate pranks, capturing the imaginations of fans who couldn't believe their eyes. However, the excitement surrounding Perkio's newfound fame soon turned dangerous. His presence on the streets of Chicago became a point of contention, and rival gangs took notice. In an alarming twist, Perkio was eventually targeted by 6ix9ine, who publicly mocked Durk by using Perkio in a series of antagonistic posts. The implications of this move were serious, demonstrating how easily fame can turn into a liability in the world of gang warfare. With whispers of his involvement in gang activities growing louder, Lil Durk's actions suggest a calculated effort to maintain control over his legacy while navigating the treacherous waters of street life. The lookalike strategy, although innovative, may not have provided the safety Durk hoped for, highlighting the constant struggle between his public persona and the gritty realities that lie beneath.
Chicago-born rapper Lil Durk appeared before a federal judge in Florida this morning. He was arrested there Thursday in a murder-for-hire plot.
Not long after being warned of the potential pitfalls, Lil Durk, one of rap's biggest names, is now facing a major legal battle as he's accused of being involved in a murder for hire plot. Allegedly attempting to flee the country, Durk was taken into custody and now waits in a Florida jail for federal transfer. This case involves deep connections to past conflicts, Chicago's gang culture, and even Durk's own music group. It's almost creepy to watch Lil Durk receive words of wisdom and appear to be listening intently.
I fuck with you young niggas. Because when I was young, ain't too many niggas give me the game.
However, he would throw the advice out the window as well, has his freedom. Stay to the end to see the emotional and chilling interview where he was warned.
Banks appeared in federal bond court this morning. Now, details about the rapper's arrest or charges have not been released. 5 members of Durk's Only the Family group, also known as OTF, were indicted by a California grand jury this week on charges of conspiracy to commit murder for hire.
Lil Durk, legally known as Durk Banks, was apprehended and is facing serious accusations of involvement in a murder for hire scheme. His arrest follows an alleged attempt to flee the United States, with reports indicating he had planned flights to international destinations, including Dubai and Italy, before he was ultimately detained in Miami. This case ties into a broader investigation by federal authorities, linking Durk and several associates to Chicago's gang networks and retaliatory violence within the hip-hop community. The alleged plot appears to stem from tensions surrounding the 2020 death of King Von, a fellow Chicago rapper and close friend of Durk's, who was killed in an Atlanta nightclub altercation involving Quando Rondo's entourage. According to the indictment, federal prosecutors assert that after Von's death, Durk sought retribution by offering monetary incentives to any affiliates who would retaliate against Quando Rondo. This purportedly led to 5 men linked to Durk's music group, Only the Family, OTF, traveling to Los Angeles in August 2022 to locate and confront Rondo. Authorities allege that Durk's associates coordinated flights, rented vehicles, and acquired weapons, including machine guns, for the mission, using an OTF-associated credit card to fund these expenses. Surveillance evidence reportedly places Durk at a residence in San Fernando Valley around the time of the incident, suggesting his potential involvement in planning or coordinating these activities. The indictment also details how the group tracked Rondo and his cousin, culminating in a confrontation at a gas station where Rondo's cousin was fatally shot. Though Rondo survived, the 5 men faced grave charges, including conspiracy to commit murder for hire and the use of firearms in a violent crime, with some charges potentially carrying the death penalty. Additionally, federal documents hint at a long-standing pattern of violence tied to Durk's OTF group, describing it as a gang-like entity involved in violent activities aimed at preserving its status in the Chicago hip-hop scene. Prior to his recent arrest, Durk was already entangled in legal issues, with a lawsuit from the mother of the late rapper FBG Duck alleging that Durk and OTF had connections to the 2020 shooting death of her son. As the case unfolds, it underscores a complex intertwining of gang culture, music, and violence within the hip-hop world, shedding light on the serious consequences of street alliances crossing over into mainstream fame. I want you to pay attention to this next clip. Lil Durk is warned about the problems that will come if he doesn't change his ways. And despite the words that somehow seem to paint a picture of his immediate future, his arrest would soon follow. Pay attention and drop a comment with your thoughts. If you like this video, share it on your social media.
Listen, man, at the end of the day, the reason I say this, because that role saved a lot of lives, man. Nigga ain't got to be down the block. Nigga ain't got to be going through it with the ops. You see what I'm saying? That saved the block. And I'm going to say this to all you niggas while I'm in here. I understand where you at, and I understand I understand the ground game. But the name of the game is to put an exit plan together somewhere down there.
Right. Because
at the end of the day, I'm going to just be real with you. You can't teach what you don't know. You can't lead where you ain't go. You understand? My situation was different than y'all. When I went to the penitentiary, did the 20, I was caught. I was living my life. So I try to tell you young niggas, tell y'all my story so y'all can learn my story, don't live my story. But I understand. Trust me, I understand what's going on. And I understand how serious shit gotta go. But you gotta try to plan it out. Even if some of y'all, listen, we gonna be real, man. I gotta say this. Because some of y'all in this room, y'all might not see next year. Y'all might not see next week. And niggas ain't saying that to y'all because a lot of y'all niggas ain't got no fathers and none of that shit. So my position is here and here or some shit like, damn. I fuck with you young niggas. Because When I was young, ain't too many niggas give me the game. And I know you niggas ain't got no dads out here. You know? He happy, a grown-ass man, and he happy that his dad back. Grown, he like, damn, because he missed that shit. And I know a lot of niggas that gave y'all game, they gave y'all game that was beneficial to them and it wasn't beneficial to y'all, and it put y'all in a position in life. Y'all seen niggas, you know, treat your mommy like a, you know, like a sucker. So y'all got a lot of shit and it's a disconnect from the older black man, and y'all just been disappointed your whole life. But for you niggas in here, who big brothers, who stepdads, who OGs is in prison that took, I try to be my best to do it for y'all and give y'all a righteous game. And it's coming from a nigga that's out here winning on legit. This is the first time in my life. First time in my life.
Talk to him, nigga.
I ever been, listen, nigga, tomorrow I'll be out of penitentiary 5 fucking years. I never been out of the penitentiary a year since I was 11. I spent 5 years in the juvenile system, 20 years in the penitentiary. I'm 42 years old. I spend most of my time on this planet in a cell. So I'm just sprinkling the game with y'all. Some of y'all gonna get it, and I know some of y'all want to change, but the environment don't allow you. Y'all ain't got the shot. And y'all don't have it. And in that ghetto, you just don't have the finances to really move outside of the poverty and the conditions that we boxed the fuck into. So I know y'all up against the fucking 8 ball. But if you could think, man, don't never lose your imagination, because you're going to be able to see farther in the neighborhood. And that's why every time y'all go out on tour or go somewhere, take advantage of what you're seeing, man. That exposure will change your mind. Because we gotta get it right so we can take care of these babies. Because so many of y'all in this room, the OGs, when they see you, you know what they say? Nigga, you rhyme just like your daddy. Your daddy homies is not in position, they're just out here living off of memories. When they niggas see you, they can't give you no game. Because they on drugs or they ain't in position. So they'll just tell you some shit. Nigga, you just like your daddy. And the sad thing is, you just like your daddy. You ain't never get a chance to get another fucking life, man. You never got a shot. So I understand, man. But if you can see, try to look outside of this, because the world is waiting for y'all, man. It's a real world is waiting for y'all. And I'm telling you, man, these babies and these women, they depending on y'all. You understand?
Sure. No,
and you know what I mean? And on some real shit, we racing each other. But another again, it's the condition of our mind, and I understand, but I'm telling you, it's something waiting for you. And I don't give a fuck what you going through right now, little homies. You bigger than what you going through. Nigga. If you on them perks, you fucked up, shit ain't right for you right now. Mm-hmm. The living conditions, nigga, you bigger, that's not you.
Talk to him, cuz.
You're not what the fuck you going through, so just hold on and keep going. Because I'm telling you, man, I can name 20, 30 niggas and my homies is dead. I'm here, though. And I'm going to say some shit that, like, this is documented. You know, I got a TED Talk. I forgave my brother's killer. And I'm saying it to say this. Nigga killed my brother. My brother died in my grandma's arms. In that fucking house that we grew up in. Nigga shot my brother. He ran to the house. He died in Nanny's arms when she opened the door. So I'm telling you, there's some real shit, man. If I ain't let that shit go, I won't be right here today. I won't be here for my niece and my nephews. Me and Gil won't be doing this. Y'all won't know me. I won't be able to give y'all this game. But I had to let that shit go. And when I let that shit go, nigga, I started to grow. And I started to glow. And now I'm here today, and it was harder than motherfucker, man. And I'm talking about this my big brother, nigga. I shared the cell with him. I shared the bed with him when we was fucking kids. This little Steve. But I can tell you one thing. Now I'm out here taking care of his daughter, paying for her to go to school, taking care of my nephew, taking care of my mama and my grandmama.
Talk to him. Sure.
Because I forgave my brother, but you know, I understand. I understand what y'all going through. But I love all you young niggas in here. And I mean that shit. I love you niggas, man. And I hope y'all make it out. I hope y'all make it the fuck out, man.
Man, he like...
Straight up, man.
It's so crazy. This motherfucker really dropping tears for this shit. Like, shit for real. Like...
I love being around the young niggas because, like, you don't understand, y'all niggas got so much life, and y'all probably don't understand because y'all young, but this system and the way this structure is so scared of y'all because they saying if these niggas ever turn that light cut on in their head, we in trouble because they the most fearless motherfuckers that ever walked the planet Earth. These young black brothers in the ghetto don't fear nothing. So when you switch that shit and you do an energy transfer, oh, it's over. Y'all nigga ever wake up, it's over, man. Watch. I'm telling you, niggas gonna wake up. It's gonna happen.
And see, for Wallow, right? he always talked to me and he like, cuz you just don't understand how many young niggas I used to see come through that motherfucking jail, man. Young niggas who just was just full of life, just now them niggas in there facing that motherfucking homicide, and now them niggas they be done. Them niggas just all of life done left them niggas. Them niggas come from that courtroom. Them niggas done got that 111 years. Them niggas be done, cuz. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we base our whole platform around the young niggas. We don't give a fuck. You know, if we get an old nigga, it's cause he a legend. And he got game to give, which has got his attention, motivation, and education. But our platform is the only platform that's based around the young niggas. The young niggas that could really give out game. You feel what I'm saying? So I know his passion when he talking about it, because you know my cousin Big Steve died when he was in prison. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I wanted to push that issue when y'all was like, let's do the interview. Last shit, I'm like, nah, we gonna wait.
Yeah.
Cause it's like I know the moment right here be like the perfect time for like all of us, like
love it.
Guys with me to get exposure, for us to speak our piece. What been going on in the world is like we waited for that moment, like just that moment. So it's like we just give it to you. You know what I'm saying? And how you dropping tears talking about this shit for real, it's like I knew that environment was just gonna bring the shit out of both of us. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely, man. And to all the young niggas out there that's winning, man, don't win to lose, man. Don't finally make it the shit up, man.
Once you make it, you got a big responsibility for it.
Man.
You know, like you gonna open a lot of lives up, man. Like you give motherfuckers hope when you make it. That's just like when you in the city. That's why certain cities thrive so much. When you see like Atlanta, what makes it thrive is that when these young niggas seeing all these machines moving around, people shining, it motivate them to say, man, we got to turn it up. If you from 17th Street, we from 30th Street, motherfucker, you see them niggas on 17th Street? Yo, we got to push, what's the name? And when you got a nigga in the hood that's doing sports, he doing music, whatever he doing, y'all got to put the house on him and put the protection on him.
Right.
But put the house on him, nigga. I don't give a fuck. If my cousin rapping and I got a watch on, I got a jewelry, I got money in my pocket. No, I gotta look naked here, cuz. Put this shit on, man. That's you, nigga. Shine, nigga. Go ahead and shine. Because he the one that got the talent. And stop competing with your fucking homies, man. Niggas wanna, man, if your homie rap, he the hottest nigga. Stop competing with your homies. If your homie rap hot, he got the hottest, stop competing with him. Don't try to fuck the bitches. Stay out of, listen, don't be going at the bitches that he messing with. I'm just being, don't be trying to, listen, don't be competing with a nigga. I'm talking about no, straight up. Know what the fuck you could do good. Know what you could do good. And do that. Nigga, if you know how to think, you know some computer shit, do some graphics. If you know how to motherfucking, if you got some type of, you know, skill, nigga, if you call in there, you know how to cook, nigga, cook the food, nigga. When y'all get the motherfucking Airbnbs, instead of getting a hotel, y'all get an Airbnb, everybody can break that money down, and you can take your flex pictures in there and all that shit. You flexing, you got the nice little countertop, you know how that shit, you got the drip on, all that. You know how y'all take the pictures, and you can put the studio, straight up, man. Right. Like niggas gotta, listen, if you out here doing it, you gotta move into a position where as though Durk could say, oh no, we gotta pull that nigga up, he ready. We gotta get that nigga now. That nigga on fire, he got the streets, he putting that music out, he fucking YouTube up, he engaged, he on his Instagram. We gotta get that nigga right now. And that's what it's about, man. Like, you gotta turn this shit.
Hey, man, everybody in the room, man, give him a round of applause for Wallow Luther King.
Get your nut ass out of you, nut ass nigga. Nut ass.
I was dying at barbecue bacon, but then you start dropping tears. I couldn't do it.